Hi, this is the African Time. The name is Vidashi. Welcome and let's discuss Africa. Well, beautifully done. After Cyril Ramaphosa and then Trump actually had their debate, it was to be a beautiful time too. We'll see how the South Africa and South Africa and the US relationship or relation is back normal. We'll see what happens.
That we'll have a nice conversation, and I really appreciate that you guys came along. It really helps us in our thought process. But it is a great honor to have you, and I appreciate you called. He called. I don't know where he got my number, but I picked up. He said, I want to come over and see you. That was my honor, and thank you very much for being here.
You're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for welcoming us to this reformed White House. I've been here before, and it looks really fantastic. I must congratulate you.
Thank you.
But I also thank you for allowing our delegation. This is a very mixed delegation that you've got. We've got people from government, my ministers. I've got someone from the trade union movement who we really collaborate with, and from business as well, and our sporting legends. When I spoke to you, you said, yes, come along and bring Gary Player, bring Annie else, and Retief Person. I've brought the two of them. Gary Player, I spoke to him, and he said, look, I'm getting rather on in my years, but wishes us luck in this discussion with you. So it's a real joy, and I'd also like to thank you for allowing your people to start discussions with us at the trade level. I mean, we are essentially here to reset the relationship between the United States and South Africa. We are long-standing partners in many ways. We've collaborated in many fields, in space issues, in energy, and in trade, and we therefore need to reset that, particularly in the light of some of the announcements that you made on trade and investment. So we want to advance more trade between the two of us, our two countries, and our people now have been empowered by yourself and by myself to start engaging, and we hope that we will be able to fuel that engagement during our talks. And we also want to discuss issues that have to do with how we promote further investments in both countries. We've got about 22 companies from South Africa that have invested in the US, thus creating a number of jobs. And similarly, you've got almost 600 companies that have invested in South Africa, and some of them have been in South Africa for more than 100 years.
That's true.
So our links are really long-lasting, and we would like to recalibrate those relations between our two countries and discuss a whole range of issues, geopolitical, the work that you're doing to bring peace around the world, in Ukraine and in the Middle East. So we value that, and we are also a great contributor to peace processes that are going on around the world. And of course, we want to discuss how we can support each other. You are a much bigger economy than we are. We're just a tiny economy, but we rely on each other on a number of issues. We've got critical minerals that you want to fuel the growth of your own economy and reindustrialize. So we have that on offer, including rare earth minerals. So all that combination of opportunity and the products that we buy from you, as well as what we sell to you, I believe makes up a really good and powerful relationship, which we need to strengthen, which we need to engender. And that is really what has brought us here. And we are really privileged to have great South Africans in the mix. As you said, you'd like to see them as well. And I brought you a really fantastic golf book. Weighs 14 kilograms.
Oh, that sounds good.
And it showcases the golf courses in our country. Johan Rupert wrote preface, so did Annie else. And I want to showcase our golf courses. You might remember when I spoke to you and we spoke about golf, you said I should start practicing. And I've started practicing, President, so I'm ready. But let me end just the introductory remarks by thanking you. You may not recall that 5 years ago I spoke to you during the COVID period.
Right.
And it was at a time when the whole world was going through a really cathartic moment.
Right.
And we asked for assistance, and you were able to assist us with respirators, and you kept to your word, and you delivered respirators to us. We didn't have as many in our country, and it really helped to help us deal with COVID. So I'm here also to say thank you and to thank the people of America for having helped us during a really difficult time. Being the small economy that we are, we needed help from around the world. And you were there to provide that. So thank you very much.
I remember the call.
Yeah.
We sent 150 respirators. We became the respirator king. We started making them. Nobody had them. We had very few of them.
That's right.
But they were very helpful. But we sent 150, and I appreciated the letter you wrote me around.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see right there, that is it. South Africa and then the USA is back, okay? And Trump is actually honored to receive them and have this cool debate. And, well, I hope everything gets to be fine from now, okay? Hope both of these countries can ease their tensions and everything gets back to normal. Beautifully done. Well, let's see how some other South Africans actually think the whole issue went. Well, this one says, I don't think saying we are a small economy repeatedly is a good look. Okay, that's an African, though. He's saying that, well, the whole thing was nice, but he had a problem with Cyril actually repeatedly saying that South Africa is a small economy. He was actually not happy with that take, though. But that's his point. And again, this one says, look, guys, one thing about Ramaphosa is that he knows when to turn on being humble. His attitude for business in South Africa is there. Just my thoughts, though. Wow, that's South African, though. He's also saying that he's happy to see that the president actually was humble with his whole issue, and then also make sure that he lays his cry and also stated his point, and then everybody has a good conversation and a nice debate out there. He's actually proud of that. That's good. And again, this one says, great point on not being pushy and still reminding him about the critical minerals that they need from us. Okay, another South African also saying that is good. Cyril actually did great, and he also makes sure to remind the US that South Africa also have something on the table that the US also needs. So together they need to maintain their mutual relationship and also for the betterment of both economies and both countries or both parties. That's nice. And again, this one says he is a good negotiator. Well, that's South African. He is saying that the president is a good negotiator and have actually done well. Lastly, this one says, why are all these heads of sovereign nations being undermined like this by America? What is really happening? Not only heads of state, but the nations themselves. It's like President Ramaphosa went to give a report to some superior. Is it really about trade partnership? Well, that is a question by an African. She was actually concerned that why is every country or every head of state or every sovereign country actually going to sit with Trump to discuss these kind of takes? And he believed that why are people actually out there giving account to a superior leader? Is this something that we need to know that we are not knowing? Okay, so if you also have any answer for our sister to let us know if you have something that you can help us with, okay? She'll be glad to know. Okay, well, but beautifully done. It has actually went well. And then South Africa and then USA relations come back to normal, and then everything gets back to fine. Okay, we hope that Trump can actually continue with his words, and then both parties can actually think about the betterment of their economies and their people, and then the world can get back peacefully. Because ever since Trump ever been on the power, things have never been easy. Man have not even done with his first year, and I can tell you for a fact that a lot of countries are sweating from Trump's aggressiveness approach to his policies and his beliefs. Okay, hopefully things get better for all, and for Africa and for South Africa and for US as well. Thank you for your time. This is Vidashi Studios. Thank you.